Hi, welcome to Module 2, Individual Personality. And I'm your instructor, Dr. Suci Binti Hassan. There are four agendas in this module. Number one is introduction. Number two is determinant of personality. Number three is personality trait. And number four is attribute of personality. For the introduction, an individual personality constitutes the most important and most noticeable part of individual psychomotor life. Our personality determines how we act, react, and interact with and respond to the world. Personality refers to individual differences in character, thinking pattern, feeling, and behavior. There are five determinants of personality. Number one is brain. Number two is physical factor. Number three is social factor. Number four is culture, religious factor, and number five is heredity factors. Personality traits. Personality trait refer to habitual pattern of behavior, thought, and emotion and aim to see individual trait as something that is relatively stable over time, differ across individual and may influence human behavior and action. And the most common personality trait are Big Five model. The Big Five factors are O for openness. This trait features characteristics such as imagination and insight, and those high in this trait also tend to have a broad range of interests. People who, people who score high in openness like to learn new things and enjoy new experience. And then we move to C. C for conscientiousness. Common features of this dimension include high level of thoughtfulness, good impulse control, organized, and goal-oriented behavior. People that have a high degree of conscientiousness are reliable, prompt, and tend to be organized and mindful of details. E for extroversion. These traits include characteristics such as excitability, sociable, talkative, and assertiveness, and have a high amount of emotional expressiveness. Extroverts get their energy from interacting with others, while introverts get their energy from within themselves. And then we move to agreeableness. This personality dimension include attributes such as trust, kindness, and other pro-social behavior. These individuals are friendly, cooperative, and passionate. They are typically more interested in doing things for the common good. People with low agreeableness may be more distant. And then lastly, and for neuroticism. Neuroticism is also sometimes called emotional stability. This dimension relates to one's emotional stability and degree of negative emotion. Individuals high in this trait tend to experience emotional instability, anxiety, moodiness, and sadness. And lastly is attribute of personality. Attribute of personality refer to individual traits that are thought to have resulted from specific causes. Whatever the cause, personality attribute can change in response to experience. There are five attributes of personality. Number one is locus of control. A locus of control is a person believe how much power one has over the event in one's life. An internal locus of control is the belief that the course of one's life is largely up to oneself. People who have an internal locus of control tend to be less influenced by others, are more politically active, able to influence events and their outcome, and more motivated to achieve. On the other hand, someone with an external locus of control blames outside forces for everything and regard the event in their life as occurring regardless of their own efforts. And then number two is Machiavellianism. Mac is a political theory and one of the darker personality traits in psychology based on the teachings of Niccolo Machiavelli. Mach also referred to the degree to which an individual is practical in his approach, maintains an emotional distance from others, and believes that ends justify the means. Research has revealed that individuals who score high on Mach are good at manipulating others and try to win by any means. They do not need to be persuaded to work, but instead are able to successfully persuade others. Number three is self-esteem. Self-esteem is a term used in psychology to reflect a person's overall emotional evaluation of his or her own worth. It is all about how much a person feels valued, loved, accepted, and thought well of by others, and also about how much the person values, love, and accept themselves. Number four is risk-taking. Risk-taking refers to the tendency to encourage Risk-taking refers to the tendency to engage in behavior that have the potential to be damaging or dangerous, yet at the same time provide the opportunity for some kind of outcome that can be perceived as positive. And lastly is type A, type B personality. Type A and type B personality characteristics are contradictory to each other. This theory studies not only the differences between that individual but also basic human behavior. Type A personality is associated with time urgency, aggressiveness, hostility, and competitiveness. In contrast, type B personality is low on this trait, and generally, most of people fall somewhere between these two types, with some leaning more towards one type than the others. That's all for Module 2. Thank you.